Welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling, home of the National Wrestling Alliance, featuring champions from throughout the continental United States. And now to your host, world-renowned wrestling commentator, Gordon Soley.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, and welcome to another hour of Continental Championship Wrestling. And we do have some great matches upcoming. We're going to be seeing an Australian tag team match coming up very shortly. Also, we're going to be seeing the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion Tom Pritchard in action. And we've got a two-ring triple chance battle royal coming up. $100,000 to the winners, the first time ever on television wrestling. So it's going to be quite an hour indeed. We sincerely hope that you will stay tuned. Getting set now for our first match. So let's turn it over to our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special tag event. It is one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Now in the ring from Montgomery, Alabama, 219 pounds, Al Scott. His partner from Charlotte, North Carolina, 230 pounds, Clement Fields. And ladies and gentlemen, now in the ring, making his return to Continental Championship Wrestling, he is known as Mr. Perfect from Pensacola, Florida, 242 pounds, Mr. Perfect Jerry Stubbs. And his partner, the new Alabama heavyweight champion, 232 pounds from Bucksnort, Tennessee, the Dirty White Boy.
The Dirty White Boy, the new Alabama heavyweight champion, and Jerry Stubbs, the man who certainly was responsible for the Dirty White Boy achieving that title, going up against Clement Field and Al Scott. One fall, the referee, Nick Dukas. Mentioned, of course, Dukas, a prime referee, no question about that. Senior troubleshooting referee for the Continental area. So it's Stubbs taking his man over very quickly. Hip lock takedown. Dukas watching carefully. Once again, the tag is made. Dirty White Boy moves in, and very quickly they double team. Stubbs got those hands away. For the count of four, another hip lock takedown into a side headlock by the Dirty White Boy. Al Scott and Clement Field. You fine athletes, but have not had an opportunity. The two of them have not had an opportunity to tag up because the Dirty White Boy and Jerry Stubbs have kept the two of them separated while they have tagged in and out. Field and Scott have not been able to have that pleasure. Off the ropes, and it's Stubbs now catching him with a good shoulder smash. Stubbs with another hip lock takedown. So they're keeping things very much under control. Now Dirty White Boy moves in. They still have not let their opponent tag up. Stubbs moves outside the ring. The Dirty White Boy uncorks the right hand. Again, the tag is made. Up on that second ring rope, down into the chest. Stubbs almost nonchalantly going into a lateral press. Perhaps a bit too nonchalantly. Better not take anybody too much for granted when you're inside that squared circle. Well, the tag is finally made. And Stubbs wastes no time. Catching him with a boot right to the midsection. Brings him up again. Full body slam. Dirty White Boy tags up. And the Dirty White Boy following the same tactics. Fists and feet. And a forearm under the jaw. Scott and Fields, much the worse for wear. And at this point in time would have to be rated the underdogs in this situation. Big sledgehammer to the back. Stubbs lording it over his fallen opponent that he is the better competitor. Stubbs still dominating the situation. Into the throat. And again the tag is made. And here you see some of that double teaming. Big double suplex. Stubbs in the ring. Brings him up, and look at the Dirty White. Oh, brother. Caught him with the lariat coming off the ropes. And now it's Stubbs going for that scorpion. Going for the scorpion. Hitting that nerve area down in the around the base of the spine, putting tremendous pressure on that area. And there is a concession here. This is indeed a submission hold, and an exceptionally dangerous one. And so Jerry Stubbs and the Dirty White Boy are the victors in this match. For the official word, here's our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners in the time of 4 minutes, 46 seconds, the Dirty White Boy and Jerry Stubbs.
If we can, let's take a look at the way Jerry Stubbs applies that scorpion. And you can see it begins to look very similar to a Boston Crab, but the application and moving into that hold itself is different indeed. A very, very dangerous and deadly hold that Jerry Stubbs obviously picked up on his tour of the Orient. We want to take a moment right now, if we may. You know, there's been a lot of talk about the Bullet and about Bob Armstrong. As you know, of course, Armstrong has been out of action for some time. A lot of people would dispute that and would say that the Bullet is indeed Bob Armstrong. And one can figure, too, if he sort of walks like Bob Armstrong and talks like Bob Armstrong, then maybe he is Bob Armstrong, but that is not necessarily the case. However, we have an interesting feature now on the Stars of the NWA that I think you're going to find most informative. Let's go to our special Stars of the NWA feature.
Where can you get the best price on the best?
Match time is 8:30. It's a Thanksgiving wrestling spectacular weekend. Continental title, the Bullet against the Mystic Kevin Sullivan. Special tag event, the Tennessee Stud and the return of Robert Fuller against the New Guinea Headhunters. Southeastern title, Adrian Street against Hustler Rip Rogers. The Nightmares against Sheik Abdullah and Chris Von Colt. Wendell Cooley takes on the Dirty White Boy. Tom Pritchard defends the U.S. Junior title against Roy Lee Welch. I have with me right now the exotic Adrian Street and, of course, Steve Armstrong. We've seen the things that have occurred. Before I talk to them, however, let's turn it over to the ring and our new champions.
That's right, you're looking at the new champions right here. You got the Alabama champion, and you got the Southeastern champion, baby. I am your Southeastern champion. And there's no way, baby, that Miss Brenda Britton, the #1 valet in all professional wrestling, should have been suspended because she didn't do anything. But Adrian Street, it's me and you, baby, man on man, and I'm going to show everybody why I'm the greatest champion this Southeastern area has ever seen, baby. Whoa.
Hey, Scott Armstrong! Hey, boy, before you get away, I heard you made a comment about you wanting a shot at this title, Jack. Well, that's fine and dandy. You got it, because I'm going to be a defending champion, not like that has-been Wendell Cooley, baby. You bring it on and deal with your bad self.
Well, you heard the comments.
I heard the comments, all right. And as far as I'm concerned, it's one-on-one. Okay, we haven't got Linda. I didn't even know she came down to the ring. I told her not to come anywhere near the ring. She came to help me, and you saw what happened. I don't know whether I'm glad about that flea bag being suspended or not, because I would like to get my hands on her.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next event is one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Now in the ring, from parts unknown, 242 pounds, the Hulk. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion from the great state of Texas, 222 pounds, Tom Pritchard.
U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion Tom Pritchard going up against the Hawk. The referee out there, nice to see him back in action, is the senior troubleshooting referee for the NWA and the Continental Championship Wrestling area is Nick Dukas. Nice to have Nick back in action with us here. Collar and elbow and Hawk forcing Pritchard back into the ropes and then suddenly exploding with some right forearms into the chest. Pritchard leapfrogs up and over his man and connects with a hard right hand. Connects with another hard right hand. The mule kick, and the Hawk decides that perhaps going out of the ring is a little bit better than being inside. Taking his time, gesticulating to the referee, and so Pritchard moves back away. Pritchard in the blue trunks. Well, actually green trunks. Full arm drag and twist now by Pritchard. And Pritchard a little boot in the gluteus maximus. Hawk trying to get some advantage here. Pritchard hurdle into that far turnbuckle. Ducks to one side and connects with a hard right hand. Good high knee lift puts him back to the canvas again. Pritchard very much in control of the situation. Got him with a boot right to the midsection. Coming into the ring. Looked like he was trying to go for something there, but the crowd picked up on it. Pritchard is indicating he intends to remove the mask. Hawk complaining to the referee, and the referee telling him to get back in the match. He'll be counted out. So once again, they lock up, and he drives a foot to the midsection of Pritchard. Hooks him in the femoris muscles, and now uses that boot very effectively. Pritchard backing away. Oh, Captain goes after that leg once again. Oh, the Hawk obviously trying to make quite a reputation for himself, going up against the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion. Again, more punishment to that femoris. Ooh, brother. Pritchard came out of the backyard with that one. Again, those femoris muscles and that hamstring muscle really being pulled on that one. Hard overhand right, single leg pickup, and again punishment to the knee and thigh area. And Pritchard now beginning to fight fire without fire. Catches him in the eyes. Pritchard caught from behind once again by the Hawk. Once again back to that single leg. Back leg sweep, and let's see, spinning toe hold. Inside step over. Let's see if he goes into the spinning confirmation or not. Well, he never had a chance to because Pritchard used that thumb very effectively. Now fires to the midsection. Fires again to the midsection. And it is the Hawk who turned the tables on Pritchard that time. Has Pritchard in a world of trouble. Well, a variation of the inside step over. Yes, Pritchard in a lot of pain. 10 minutes remaining in the match. Pritchard uncorks a right hand, then uncorks another one. Battling after that mask, and the Hawk retaliates. Puts a size 12 on the belt line of Tom Pritchard, then catches him once again on those femoris muscles. Pritchard down and could be in some kind of trouble here. Headbutt into the upper leg, the thigh of Tom Pritchard. Now lashes out with a boot once again. Pritchard fires a desperation right hand, another one. And again. The Hawk went for it, and that time Pritchard was a step ahead of him. Caught him very nicely. Crossover boot. Got the 3 count. Got the 3 count with the crossover boot. And so, Tom Pritchard turns back the challenge of the Hawk. And there you see him raising his hand in victory. For the official word, here's our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner in the time of 6 minutes, 26 seconds, the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion, Tom Pritchard.
Well, let's see if we can take a look at that in slow motion once again. And you'll see what we're talking about here is that Pritchard was 1 step ahead of his man that time. The Hawk getting a little bit overconfident. Pritchard caught him very neatly with that cross blow with the foot. Put him down. He got him for the count, and it was all over. I want to take a moment right now to talk to the Mystic One, Kevin Sullivan. He is here with Chris Von Colden, of course, the New Guinea Headhunter.
Let's rephrase that. I want to talk to you for a minute. Last week on Stars of the NWA, you had Bob Armstrong out here. Earlier this week, you had Ronald Fuller out here with you. This is a blatant lie, Mr. Soley. First of all, A couple of weeks ago, I pulled the hood of the Bullet. Everybody knows it's Bob Armstrong. Ronald Fuller was barred from Continental Wrestling in the NWA itself because of an attack on my body here. Another blatant lie. He put a mask on, became the Tennessee Stud. Now I'm going to put you on the spot, Mr. Soley. If you are so pure at heart, like the Tennessee Stud goes around saying, is the Tennessee Stud, is Bob Armstrong the Bullet, is the Tennessee Stud Ron Fuller? Answer me a simple yes or no, if you can answer me a simple yes or no, sir.
All I can say, sir, is that the man is about the same size as Ron Fuller. He sounds a lot like Ron Fuller. Ergo, one would think it is Ron Fuller, but until that mask comes off, it's the Tennessee Stud.
Well, I want to make this real clear, and Mr. Cameraman, get both of our faces, because both of our faces know the truth. Because, Mr. Soley, you see, when I went to the 13th step of the 13th pyramid with Habuda Dean, and I chewed upon the beetle nut, and everything became clear. You see, I saw everybody's darkness side. You see, evil lives in each one of us, Mr. Soley. Those that deceive and those that are deceived. And sooner or later, Mr. Soley, I'm going to take things into my own hands. Stars of the NWA, there's only one star that shines bright. As Habuda Dean has said, when I walked through the 13 veils of fire and the 13 darts of death were stuck into my back, he told me this. Even Soley lives in darkness at night. And Mr. Soley, the line is clearly drawn now. You're either against the Fullers or with them. And if you're with them, accidents can happen anytime, in any place, to anybody, Mr. Soley.
I understand, and I maintain that this position
You know how
here...
happy I am to have that man as my leader. You know how happy I am to have the headhunters as my friends. You know how happy I am to enjoy pain and to fight and destroy and fight. Whatever he tells me to do, I will do. Kevin Sullivan, you have me under some kind of a spell or a trance. Or
He was once a man just like you.
Well, as I will say once again, the position at this podium is, in my opinion, the Geneva of wrestling. We'll be right back.
Roots in the Hilton of Columbus.
I'd like to remind you once again about wrestling in Tuscaloosa, and that'll be on Tuesday, November 18th. Tuesday, November 18th. And in Columbus, Mississippi on Friday, November 28th. That'll be at the Lavender Coliseum. Match time is 8:30. And Kevin Sullivan and his entourage will be there in full force. Let's hear his comments at this time.
You see, Columbus is a place in Mississippi where I have to defend my belt. Nothing of any importance ever happened in Columbus, Mississippi. Nothing of any importance ever happened in Mississippi. But something very important is going to happen in Mississippi. You see, the Tennessee Stud went out and got the weak link of my team. He got the pansy and broke his leg. You see, I'm telling you this. Robert's coming back, your baby brother, the one that sold pencils for about 4 weeks. He's facing real men for the first time. And they're going to reach down, if they have to pluck out his heart and chew it in the middle of the ring, for you to get down on your hands and knees, Ron Fuller, and beg forgiveness from me. They'll do that. But Bullet Bob, your fate is already sealed. The bones of Benares have been rolled. I laid in the Ganges River with the pilgrims as the corpse floated by, bloated and swollen. Bob Armstrong, I'm taking you to the Mississippi River and using it as the Ganges, and your bloated body will float by, minus the mask. Deceit is all over, you see. Columbus, Mississippi, pilgrims, come on in. Buy all the trinkets of Bullet Bob. It'll be the last of you see of them, pilgrims. Come closer, because the Ganges River will wash him free. And Bullet Bob, your fate won't be any worse than Robert and Ron Fuller's. Columbus, Mississippi. At last, finally, something's going to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special two-ring triple chance battle royal. The wrestlers start in one ring, they're thrown over into the second ring, and when they are thrown out of the second ring, they are eliminated from the Battle Royal. The final two teams, the final two people in ring 1 and the final two people in ring 2 will wrestle each other, and the winning team receives $50,000 apiece.
All right, the wrestlers now beginning to enter the ring for this 2-ring triple chance battle royal. And there you see the Nightmares. There you see other of the competitors moving in. Kevin Sullivan is there, the New Guinea Headhunters. There you see the Nightmares. Tom Pritchard off to one side. Steve Armstrong, the Hawk. Jerry Stubbs, the Dirty White Boy. Kevin Sullivan. Nick Dukas is the referee. And, brother, is he going to have his hands full. Remember now, 2-ring triple chance battle royal. The last 2 men left in ring 1 and the last 2 men left in ring 2 will battle it out with each other. Australian tag team rules then take effect. And the winning team will pick up $100,000, 2 $50,000 checks. Waiting now for the bell to ring to get this match underway. The Headhunters obviously very fired up for this. There's the bell. There's the bell, and there's a question here of how many of them are going to try and double team. And just watch the action very, very closely now as the New Guinea Headhunters moving effectively. One of the Nightmares caught, and now they're down. I couldn't tell whether it was Scott or Field. Roy Lee Welch firing at the midsection of Tom Pritchard. And so a lot of the personal animosity that these men have for each other is now being indicated. We've got one man down now, and it is the battle continues as these men are looking for opponents. Some of these fellas are saving themselves, obviously, waiting to see who might become eliminated or get eliminated, and then they'll close in. Nightmare caught one in the top of the head by the New Guinea Headhunter. Kevin Sullivan punishing his man, and now the team of Scott and Fields back in action. Roy Lee Welch catching the Nightmare. Hustler Rip Rogers watching for his man. Roy Lee Welch continues to move very effectively. And now Kevin Sullivan taking a cheap shot at the Nightmare. Remember, triple chance. Jerry Stubbs and the Nightmare battling it out in the corner. And Stubbs could have a problem here. Steve Armstrong in a spot of trouble here, but one of the Nightmares caught the New Guinea Headhunter. And still, to the best of my knowledge, nobody has yet been totally eliminated. Man caught with a headbutt and dropped to the canvas, and Jerry Stubbs after him, and it is Stubbs snap marrying his opponent to the canvas. And now it seems like everybody's taking a shot at the fellow who's down. There's either Scott or Field on top of his man. And it's Stubbs. And wait a minute, they're all ganging up on this one fella. And he is, there's got to be 1,000, 1,500 pounds on top of him right now. Well, he is out of it. He is completely out of it. completely and totally out of it as they piled on him. Steve Armstrong catching the hustler Rip Rogers and punishing him. And got action coming from every corner now. The New Guinea headhunters are looking good. And that one man has been, yeah, they're even signaling for help now. This one man is out of it. That's the problem with the dangers of a battle royal, is that invariably somebody always gets injured, and rather badly, I might add. But you're also talking about, all right, they're helping him out. So he is definitely out of it. That's our first elimination. Remember, there's $100,000 on the line. 100,000. One of the Nightmares is down and in trouble. Things could be changing here rather rapidly. Trying to keep order in there in a battle royal is next to impossible. Referee Nick Duke is doing an excellent job as best he can with so many people to be watching at one time. In the event that we do have to... we've got two of them over into ring 2, Jerry Stubbs and one of the Nightmares. In the event that we have to cut away to a commercial break, should the royal end, and I can't imagine that happening anytime too soon, but in the event it does happen, we certainly will bring you the results on instant replay. But now, as you can see, beginning to get some bodies over in ring 2, so things are getting a little bit tighter. Just a tad tighter now. Remember, it is a triple chance battle royal. Go from ring 1 to ring 2, you can continue to fight. Unless in the case of the first lad that was out there. All right, they were double teaming, and the Nightmares have got things going for them. The Nightmares moving well now against the Dirty White Boy and Jerry Stubbs. Notice how some of these fellows are sitting just waiting for an opportunity to catch a prey if they can. He did not let go, so consequently, there's 2 of them out, I believe. 2 of them out. And the battle goes on outside the ring. The battle wages on. Stubbs and the Dirty White Boy taking their toll outside the ring. And we got a steel chair coming here, but taken away from him, and the Nightmares back into the thick of things. Brother, you talk about action. It is in both rings and outside the ring. Well, ring 2 is cleared again temporarily. It is cleared temporarily. Well, we're going to take that break right now, and we'll be back just as quickly as we can to bring you the conclusion of this $100,000 triple chance battle royal. We'll be right back. The U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion Roy Lee Welch to come in early so that I could talk to them about matches coming up in Tuscaloosa and also in Columbus, Mississippi at the Lavender Coliseum on the 28th. I know you'll be in Tuscaloosa on the 18th, but you'll be defending your title against Roy Lee Welch on the 28th in Columbus.
I like to think of Roy Lee Welch as the Imperial Margarine King of professional wrestling, #1, because the guy doesn't deserve to be in a wrestling ring in the first place. So he puts on some silly-looking crown and some silly-looking robe and plays some silly music coming to the ring to try and make himself a better wrestler. Well, he got a belt some way. I don't know how exactly it got around his waist, but I'm telling you right now, it's around somebody who can wrestle and can fight. And coming in Columbus or Tuscaloosa or wherever it may be, Gordon, I'll take care of him.
Thank you so very much. Well, let's go now to these comments to Roy Lee Welch, shall we?
You know, Pritchard, you're pitiful. You get out and moan and cry and whimper, but that doesn't do anything to me, because I don't care how you feel about me. I don't care how you feel about anybody. I'm the king of wrestling. I'm the best United States junior champion that ever came along, and all the people know that. Nobody can doubt my word. I've proven it in the ring time and time again. I've left you laid out on the ring where you couldn't do anything. You were finished. I could have finished you off completely, but I have mercy. Columbus, on the 28th, the day after Thanksgiving, there'll be no mercy. The title is coming back to me where it belongs, and you'll never, ever have that belt around your waist again, mister. I'm the champion.
Remember now, that's Columbus, Mississippi, Friday, November 28th, part of the Thanksgiving weekend wrestling spectacular taking place at Lavender Coliseum. Roy Lee Welch still battling away, catching Pritchard. They continue to heap punishment on everybody in sight. Kevin Sullivan watching like a ring general. Steve Armstrong has been injured now, and look at this. Sullivan just open-handed slaps. We've got more men being eliminated, and it is Steve Armstrong hurting badly. Armstrong trying to get his senses together. Meanwhile, the battle rages on in ring 2. Kevin Sullivan keeps moving around like a general here. Roy Lee Welch dumping another man into ring 2. Welch catches him. Hustler Rip Rogers getting Tom Pritchard. Pritchard doubled over. And it is Pritchard who's in trouble here now with Roy Lee Welch and with the Hustler Rip Rogers. Meanwhile, Steve Armstrong is facing both of the headhunters and Kevin Sullivan. Look at Pritchard firing back. Pritchard catches the Hustler Rip Rogers, and he catches Roy Lee Welch. Good atomic knee drop, but now Pritchard caught from behind. Reversal again on the Hustler Rip Rogers, and we've got another one outside the ring. And now it's Pritchard, and Kevin Sullivan moving in, and they've got Pritchard in trouble, and Pritchard is outside and eliminated, and now again Sullivan open-handed slaps against Steve Armstrong, and wait a minute, Sullivan has just been thrown into ring 2. Sullivan has been thrown into ring 2. And Steve Armstrong trying desperately to move around. Now, Armstrong has been eliminated into ring 2. Now, this means, wait a minute, let's take a look at this. This means that Sullivan and Steve Armstrong are supposed to be tag team partners. Now, and those are the rules. So Steve Armstrong, one of the 4 remaining, now moves back in. Well, let's see if he does or not. Wiser head should prevail here and take him out of the contest, but no, sir, they bring him back. So you've got the headhunters against Kevin Sullivan and Steve Armstrong. And if you think Kevin Sullivan is really going to be, look at this. Sullivan says he's got it all, and the headhunter thought he had it won. Didn't get the count. The headhunter. Sullivan thinks he has... Look at this. Sullivan not even attempting to help Steve Armstrong. Not even attempting to help him. Armstrong caught again. Armstrong bedraggled, bedazed. And they're not... Sullivan is not doing a thing to help Armstrong at all. And it's Steve Armstrong ducking to one side. And it's Sullivan cheering his men on, which obviously would, you know, put $100,000 in the Sullivan bankroll. How Armstrong is hanging on, I just don't know. How this man, of course, if he's anything like his dad, Bob Armstrong, he is made of firm stuff indeed. All right, he's got him down. And the crowd picking up the chant, "Go, Steve, go." And Sullivan, I guess, thinks he's got $100,000 solidly banked here. There you can see him pleased and happy. Steve Armstrong crawling over. And I don't think Steve Armstrong even knows who his partner is. He is completely dazed, and look at this. And there he believes he's won it. And, well, it looks like the New Guinea headhunters think they've won it. They seem to think they've won it. I did not see a 3 count, but they certainly seem to feel they've got it made, that they have it all together. And again, well, wait a minute. Now they've got Armstrong in again. They go to a pinning combination, but, well, they seem to think that they've got it locked up, you know, that they're home free. Steve Armstrong just got a pin. Steve Armstrong just got a pin. Steve Armstrong has just gotten a pin on the New Guinea headhunters. They thought they had him beat. And Steve Armstrong picking up a check for $50,000. Kevin Sullivan a check for $50,000, but it was through no... Wait a minute, they've taken both checks. Sullivan has both checks, and now it's just carnage out there. Absolute carnage. But the New Guinea headhunters and Kevin Sullivan have walked out with both $50,000 checks. And, well, what can I say about that other than the fact that they have left a badly, badly beaten Steve Armstrong in the center of the ring. But I don't know how he did it, but he is the man who pulled off the pinfall and scored the victory. Certainly an ill-deserved one for Kevin Sullivan, but I think for fighting heart and courage, Steve Armstrong is a man to be greatly admired. He is being attended to now by the referees. He is in bad, bad shape, no question about that. But knowing this young man the way I do, he'll be back to fight another day, no question about it. And he, in fact, did get, and I am hoping we'll be able to see it on the replay in just a moment. He caught the New Guinea headhunter, caught him very nicely to an inside cradle, scored the pinfall, and that, of course, picks him up $50,000. All right, as they take Steve Armstrong outside of the ring, he's being assisted now by the referees, but he's back on his feet. And rest assured, obviously, Continental Championship Wrestling will take action immediately against Kevin Sullivan, because one of those $50,000 checks goes indeed to Steve Armstrong. Well, as they're taking him on out, we'll pause for a commercial break, and then we'll be back. Friday, November 28th, Lavender Coliseum. Match time is 8:30. It's a Thanksgiving wrestling spectacular weekend. Continental title, the Bullet against the Mystic Kevin Sullivan. Special tag event, the Tennessee Stud and the return of Robert Fuller against the New Guinea Headhunters. Southeastern title, Adrian Street against Hustler Rip Rogers. The Nightmares against Sheik Abdullah and Chris Von Colt. Wendell Cooley takes on the Dirty White Boy. Tom Pritchard defends the U.S. Junior title against Roy Lee Welch. Continental Championship Wrestling returns to Tuscaloosa on Tuesday, November 18th. And then part of the Thanksgiving weekend wrestling spectacular will be held in Columbus, Mississippi at Lavender Coliseum Friday, November 28th. Match time is 8:30 p.m. And it will be the Tennessee Stud and the return of Robert Fuller going up against the New Guinea Headhunters.
Well, that's exactly right. For the people in Tuscaloosa, that's this Tuesday night. It'll be my first time to be there, and I'm looking forward to it. And then for Columbus fans, you know what Robert Fuller is capable of. Only this time he's got a cast on his hand. We intend to use it as a weapon. Don't eat too much turkey, boys. I'm not going to eat too much turkey Thanksgiving Day because the next night I'm going to be in Columbus, Mississippi, and I'm going to have Robert Fuller as my partner, and we're going to eat us some New Guinea hen on the 28th.
Well, I see what he means by that. Meanwhile, gentlemen, you've got Sheik Abdullah and Chris Von Colt.
That's right. Wait a minute. Let me make a little statement there.
Yes.
We'll have Chris Von Colt, but I don't believe that the Sheik's going to be there. Because, you know, he may not got to eat no turkey, but he sure got the stuffing knocked out of him, if you know what I'm talking about. So, Chris Von Colt, come on down, get you a partner, and I think it would be real good, and it'd make myself happy, and it'd make him happy, if maybe we had Kevin Sullivan step in the ring. Let him get in there, and we'll take care of you, baby.
Well, that's an interesting observation. We'll see what happens on Friday, the 28th, in Columbus. I want to take a moment in closing right now to talk to this man because...
You mean Mr. $100,000, huh? I'd fought against odds. I couldn't believe it. I had to fight about a whole ring full of men with my bare hands. I was down, and sometimes I bet you thought I was counted out. But the power that's in me came through. You see, I have wonderful partners, and I know that everybody couldn't believe me fighting against the odds. I was down. Everybody thought I was long shot, but called me Mr. $100,000.
Yeah, well, you're just cut that sum in half, sir. Continental Championship Wrestling is demanding that you return the other check for $50,000 that goes to Steve Armstrong.
Like you said, Mr. Soley, I'll do what you said, in half. I'm keeping my half, and I have a proposal. You see, Mr. Soley, I should be the $100,000 man. No man has ever won a purse this big in one night but me. The odds were against me. You see, when I was getting beat, I went into a trance-like state, and I became on the 13th step of the 13th pyramid. I was there on the astral plane. When I was down and defeat was at my hands, I saw $100,000. $100,000 flash before my eyes.
Well, now it's only $50,000. Continental can write in.
I have a proposal here on television because the way I worked to get this, I was down but not out. I came off the floor with my back down. The odds were against me. It was like Frank Buck against the lion. I won. I overcame it. You understand? Light was shining to come into my heart, but darkness prevailed. And next week, if you're here, Mr. Soley, in case, an accident would happen during the week, which I hope doesn't, because any man that want to take away my hard-earned money, that's blood money, Mr. Soley. You're trying to take away my 50 grand. Next week, I get a proposal, Mr. Soley, to take the whole $100,000. Will you be here?
Yes, I'll be here.
I hope so.
Also, Robert Fuller returns and a host of others. Until next week, Gordon Soley saying so long.